A Step into the Past Volume 23 Chapter 8. Book 23 Chapter 08, Edge of Death. After 10 odd steps, both his legs softened and Xiang Xiaolong collapsed in the snowy garden. The area around his sword wound was splattered with blood, soaking through his clothes. He is beginning to feel a heart-wrenching pain. His head spinning, he forced himself to get up. It could be due to his earlier overexertion or the substantial loss of blood. Either way, it is impossible for him to leave this place. But if he chose to stay in this freezing weather, it would be a miracle if he did not end up as a stiff, frozen corpse tomorrow morning. He could detect some voices from afar. It appears that the noise generated from their fight has caused some alarm among the college residents. However, nobody dared to investigate due to Caquarion's strict orders. Digging out his dagger, Xiang Xiaolong tore off a section of his clothes and brought out the external wound medicine Xiao Yuan had prepared for him to bring on his journey. After applying the medicine, he bandaged the wound and recomposed his emotions before getting back on his feet. The voices he heard earlier have dissipated and are replaced by complete silence. Discarding Bloodwave among a clump of tall grass, he tied 100 battle saber securely on his back. Enduring the heart-throbbing pain, he limped towards the outlying area one step at a time. Passing by several houses, Xiang Xiaolong could not take it any longer and had to stop for a break. He thought to himself, it would be great to have a horse carriage right now. Regardless of where it is heading, he would not mind at all. In his current condition, skiing back to Xianyang is but a crazy dream. Inspired, he quickly and furtively proceeded towards the square in the front courtyard. It is the usual practice to leave the carriage body in the square after the horses have been led away. If he can sneak into an empty carriage box and last till tomorrow morning, he may be able to find a way to leave this place. In a short while, he had made his way to the driveway leading to the square. All around him, most of the houses have extinguished their lanterns and are filled with darkness. Only 2 or 3 windows are still illuminated, likely belonging to students who are defying the cold to continue their studies. Because of overexertion and loss of blood, Xiang Xiaolong's body temperature is decreasing rapidly and he is shivering non-stop. Right now, even taking a single step is an arduous task for him. Right at this second, the sound of carriage wheels rotating can be heard from behind. Xiang Xiaolong was greatly amazed. It is deep into the night. Who is riding a carriage and leaving the college at this hour? He hurriedly shied to a side. The carriage came closer and closer. It turned out to be Han Ji's carriage and Xiang Xiaolong could recognize the clothes of the driver. Xiang Xiaolong thanked the heaven and earth. As the carriage drove past him, he used his last ounce of energy to climb onto the carriage roof, allowing the carriage to deliver him back into the ancient city of Linzai. After additional difficulties and hardships, he finally found his way back to Tingsong Villa. The moment he tumbled into bed, he was knocked out immediately. He pretty much laid there without moving an inch until midday when Xiao Yuan roused him awake, wondering, "Why is your face so dreadful looking?" Xiang Xiaolong bitterly laughed. After being pierced by Caquarion's sword, who can maintain a healthy appearance? Xiao Yuan was aghast. What? Xiang Xiaolong updated him about everything that happened last night before adding, "We are able to prove 2 things from this episode. Firstly, Feng Fei's lover is none other than Han Ji, and secondly, Han Chuang has betrayed me." Xiao Yuan was upset. "Based on your current condition, you are not ready to travel." Xiang Xiaolong swore, "I will make a full recovery in 3 days' time. By then, I can go as far as I wish and ignore everything at hand." Xiao Yuan advised, "I will spread the word that you have fallen ill. For the next 3 days, you should try to stay within the boundaries of Tingsong Villa. No matter what, it is safer here." Xiang Xiaolong bitterly smiled, "Let's hope so." After Xiao Yuan's departure, Xiang Xiaolong pretended to be asleep to avoid entertaining well-wishers. Xiao Yuan came over to change his dressing and medication when it was late in the afternoon. He whispered, "It is truly puzzling. There were simply no signs of excitement or news from Kixia College. It is as if nothing has happened last night. They should at least inform the public about the theft of 100 battle saber. Xiang Xiaolong mused, from your understanding, would Cao Quidao correctly deduce the thief he encountered last night was me, Xiang Xiaolong? Slapping his thigh, Xiao Yuan nodded, of course he would. Only someone familiar with the qualities of 100 battle saber is able to showcase the full abilities of the weapon. And only Xiang Xiaolong has the potential to match Cao Quidao in terms of swordsmanship. He then frowned, but if Cao Quidao exposes your presence to the Qi court, future problems would only increase in complexity. Xiang Xiaolong disparaged, no matter what, I am going to leave soon. So it is no big deal. Most crucially, nobody dares to deal with me in an open and above-board manner. Even Han Chuang has to make use of someone else's hand to take my life. Recalling this matter, he could not help but sigh with a breath. Being betrayed by a good friend really hurts. Comprehending his pain, Xiao Yuan patted him, quizzing, did Li Yuan send anyone to ask about you? Xiang Xiaolong shook his head, logically, since Li Yuan knows that I am looking for him, he should come over and visit me. After a short contemplation, Xiao Yuan suggested, maybe he is feeling guilt-ridden and is too embarrassed to face you. Is Cao Quidao really that good? Still retaining some horror from last night, Xiang Xiaolong described, his swordsmanship has exceeded all physical limits, surpassing the capabilities of human and entered a godly state. Against him, I am totally powerless and is basically a punching bag for him. Xiao Yuan informed, do you know that when he duels with other challengers, most of them could not even stand properly. Without him making a move, they would have discarded their sword and admit defeat. Xiang Xiaolong had a similar experience and he confessed, I know how that feels like. Xiao Yuan analyzed, if you were equipped with 100 battle saber at the start of the fight, what would be the outcome? Xiang Xiaolong bitterly smiled, the outcome would be my demise. Xiao Yuan was surprised, you are really a modest person and do not place too much emphasis on victory or defeat. From my point of view, the main reason he has the upper hand is because you just discovered that a good friend had betrayed you. Thus, your mind is too distracted to summon your full fighting spirit. Moreover, your mind is also clouded with thoughts of wanting to escape, resulting in you harnessing less than half of your full potential. In a different setting and equipped with 100 battle saber, I am certain you would be a worthy adversary to Cao Quidao. Xiang Xiaolong's confidence has been shattered by Cao Quidao the night before. He sighed, right now, I just want to run away as far as possible and never come back. In the past, regardless of how terrifying or perilous the situation is, death would never cross my mind. However, Cao Quidao's sword is like a weapon constantly reminding me about my fear of death. With such extraordinary sword skills, he is someone I both fear and admire. Xiao Yuan sighed with a breath and changed the topic, has Feng Fei been here? Xiang Xiaolong answered, almost everyone has been here except for her who has been keeping away from me. With regards to her, I have given up all hopes. Learning that he was awake, Dong Shuzhen came to visit. Xiao Yuan took the opportunity to excuse himself. Taking small steps, the beauty sashayed to his bedside and sat down. Reaching out with her hand and stroking his face, her eyes glowed with intense emotions as she soothingly asked, are you feeling better? You do not appear to be a feeble man. How did you suddenly fall sick? Xiang Xiaolong wished he could interrogate her about her continuing liaison with the despicable Cad Sa Li but eventually suppressed the urge. He weakly replied, regarding this, you have to seek the answer from heaven. Dong Shuzhen threw herself on his chest and began crying wretchedly. Xiang Xiaolong could feel her agony and stretched out his uninjured left hand, caressing her fragrant shoulder. In a loving and sympathetic tone, he consoled, this is not the time to grieve. For your future, second mistress must learn to be strong. Dong Shuzhen pitifully mourned, all my hopes for the future can only be decided by men. Now that you are down with a strange illness, what should I do? Xiang Xiaolong can feel his anger stirring. He lamented, I am not the only person you can rely on. Why is second mistress so distraught? Her petite frame trembled once before Dong Shuzhen straightened her back. With tear-filled eyes, she questioned in a surprised tone, what do you mean by that? Currently, Xiaochen and I have placed all our hopes on you. We do not have other arrangements. Xiang Xiaolong was filled with disdain. If this is true, why did you secretly communicate with S.A. Li yesterday? Dong Shuzhen panicked, that is a baseless allegation. If Xiaochen or myself is still in cahoots with S.A. Li, may we die a horrible death. Scrutinizing her body language, Xiang Xiaolong can tell that she is not putting on an act. Concurrently, he was enlightened about the fact that Qi Zishun is a follower of S.A. Li. He had intentionally made these comments to frame the two ladies, Dong Shuzhen and Zhu Xiaochen, and at the same time, he could gain the trust of Xiang Xiaolong in preparation of laying another trap. He was nearly tricked. However, another problematic issue has arisen. With the two ladies placing their faith in him and him alone, he can no longer leave without with a care in the world. Presently, he is barely able to fend for himself. How can he afford to extend his protection to them? Tears began welling up in the pretty eyes of Dong Shuzhen, and two large tears the size of a bean soon rolled down her face. She bitterly sighed, Xiaochen and I are now trusting you without any reservations, you. Xiang Xiaolong used a finger to press on her full, red lips, breaking off her sentence. He whispered, is there any way for you to notify Lord Longyang, asking him to come and see me? Dong Shuzhen nodded, I understand. Shuzhen will see to this straight away and it will be accomplished without anyone's knowledge. After Dong Shuzhen left, the seemingly unperturbed Feng Fei finally came to visit him. For some reason, Xiang Xiaolong can sense that her attitude is somewhat different from before. Her eyes appear to be hiding some sort of secret. In her usual graceful and elegant fashion, she sat down by his side and stretched out her right hand to touch his forehead before gently speaking, fortunately, your fever is not very high. I heard Mr. is attending to your healing. You should make a full recovery in a short while. Relating her presence to Han Ji, Xiang Xiaolong sighed with a breath, my sincere thanks to mistress for your concern. How is the ongoing rehearsal? The birthday banquet for the King of Qi is in 5 days' time. Feng Fei bitterly wondered, from your tone, it sounded like we are complete strangers. Since when did our relationship degenerate to such a state? In this instance, Xiang Xiaolong noticed the side of her hair is a little messy, as if she cannot be bothered to groom herself. Raising his hand to arrange her hair, he inquired along the line, didn't little Pinger help to comb your hair and apply your makeup today? Feng Fei bitterly smiled, after learning that such a healthy man like you has become unwell, she has lost focus in her duties. As she talked, Feng Fei naturally raised her pair of dainty hands to tidy her own hair. Xiang Xiaolong's gaze firstly landed on her chest. Due to Feng Fei raising her arms, her curvy and protruding breasts are much more highlighted than before, and Xiang Xiaolong could trace their outline. Shifting his gaze upward, his attention was immediately captured by an exquisite silver ring on her slender finger. His heart was instantly filled with shock. Feng Fei stopped arranging her hair and questioned with astonishment, why is your face so ghastly looking? In his mind, Xiang Xiaolong is experiencing a tsunami. That silver ring, as he remembered correctly, was a secret killing weapon with a concealed poison needle. Back at Xianyang Drunken Wind Brothel when they first met, Feng Fei frankly admitted to him that someone has instructed her to use this ring to murder him, Xiang Xiaolong. Eventually, she discarded the ring on the floor, demonstrating her abortion of the assassination plan. Presently, this dangerous ring has suddenly appeared on her lovely finger. Needless to say, it must be Han Ji egging her to kill himself in order to demonstrate her loyalty towards Han Ji. No wonder her bearing is so much different compared to before. Of course Feng Fei did not know he has seen through her scam. She whined, "Why are you not answering me?" Suppressing his surging emotions, Xiang Xiaolong is deeply troubled. If Feng Fei tries to prick him with the poison needle in the ring, what should he do? He naturally could not allow himself to be pricked, but if he exposed her right now, it would be as good as telling her he is Xiang Xiaolong. He was stuck in a dilemma. While he was as dazed as a piece of wood, Feng Fei threw herself across his chest, grieving, "Why does Feng Fei have to meet a man like you under such circumstances?" Xiang Xiaolong knows that she is having an emotional outburst, but his main concern is still centered around the killing weapon on her jade finger. Swiftly grabbing her poisonous hand which is trying to hug him around the neck, he simultaneously distracted her. Why would mistress fall in love with a man who happens to be Lao Ai's partner in crime? Guilt-ridden, Feng Fei's hourglass figure shuddered violently, and as she sat upright, retracting her poisonous hand, pretending to be angry, she furiously derided, "Can you stop making wild guesses? I do not know this Han Ji at all." Still occupying himself with the poisonous ring and anticipating an attack anytime, Xiang Xiaolong tempted, "You are still trying to hide the truth from me. Does mistress wish to know who did Han Ji visit after sending you home last night?" He was simply saying the first thing that came to his mind, but as the words left his lips, he was shaken by a new realization. Isn't Zhang Xunlong desperate to obtain Feng Fei for himself? Now that Han Ji is on close terms with his son, wouldn't it appear controversial? Feng Fei made an sound and turned speechless. Xiang Xiaolong began to calm down, knowing that she would not ambush him without first finding out who did Han Ji went to see. He cheekily smiled, "If mistress continues to deny the truth, there is no point in discussing this any further." Lowering her face, Feng Fei questioned in a low voice, "Who did he went to see?" Xiang Xiaolong plainly state, "Zhang Xunhua." Feng Fei gasped, "What?" Reaching out and patting her face with his hand, Xiang Xiaolong mumbled incoherently, "Mistress had better think carefully over it. I am dead tired and need a rest. Only in my dreams can I avoid this scheming and deceitful world that is filled with hatred and violence, and visit paradise." Feng Fei was taken aback, "What is paradise?" Xiang Xiaolong began telling her the story from Tales of Paradise, authored by Tao Yanming. He altered the characters and the timing of the story according. Out of the blue, Feng Fei's face was all covered with tears and she cannot even speak properly from her crying. Leaping into his arms once again, she bemoaned, "What should I do?" Xiang Xiaolong honestly advocated, "Regarding this matter, patience and further observation is required. Although Han Ji did went to see Zhang Xunhua, it does not amount to anything yet. Will mistress grant your servant some time to investigate further?" Feng Fei shook her head, "At least he should tell me he is going to meet Zhang Xunhua." On behalf of all men, Xiang Xiaolong apologized, "It is a habit of men to withhold knowledge of his activities from women." After some thought, Feng Fei slowly revealed, "If it were someone else, given the present circumstances, he would surely speak badly of Han Ji. Shen Liang. What kind of person are you?" Xiang Xiaolong bitterly smiled, "Till now, you have no idea. I am an authentic, real-life dummy, which nobody can deny. Despite knowing mistress lying and plotting against me, I could not bear to see you crying and in pain." Feng Fei sat upright and allowed Xiang Xiaolong to wipe away her tears while maintaining a wooden expression. Xiang Xiaolong did not know what to say next. Luckily, Lord Longyang happened to come by and prevented an awkward scenario. After Lord Longyang took over Feng Fei's seat, Xiang Xiaolong nonchalantly remarked, "I nearly died at the hands of Han Chuang and I thought I will never see your lordship again." Lord Longyang was thunderstruck, "What do you mean?" Xiang Xiaolong is conscious that Lord Longyang has feelings for him and would be truthful. Therefore, he concluded that he is in the dark about this matter and told him about everything that happened last night. His face continuously drained of color, Lord Longyang contemplated for a short period of time before deciding, "The snowing has finally stopped. When the weather improves over the next 2 days, I will immediately escort you out of Linzai. Xiang Xiaolong cautioned, we must never do that, otherwise, your lordship would be found guilty of committing treason. Right now, I only want to find out if Han Chuang had informed Guo Kai about my affairs. Lord Longyang affirmed, you can count on me. Now that you have mentioned it, Han Chuang did verbally test my loyalty towards you. This is always saying one thing but doing another. How contemptible! Xiang Xiaolong reassured, I would not pin all the blame on him. I am sure he has resorted to this because he had no other choice. Based on our friendship, it is not difficult to guard against him, but if he had informed Guo Kai, then the situation would be much more dangerous. Standing up, Lord Longyang swore, I will launch my investigations immediately. All I need to do is to pretend to scheme against you in front of Han Chuang. I guarantee he will divulge all his plans. After Lord Longyang's departure, Xiang Xiaolong can feel his mood improving, aiding in his recovery and healing by more than half. This time round, he made the correct bet. Based on the friendship between Lord Longyang and himself, it would be challenging for Lord Longyang to plot against him for a second time. In the midst of his thoughts, he unknowingly drifted into slumber. By the time he woke up again, it was already evening time. Xie Ziwan is here.